Hello and welcome back to Appa's Kitchen. I'm in my kitchen. It feels like it's been forever. So I've been traveling a lot. I've like run out of things to make. Um, but mostly it's just I've been traveling and just kind of lazy. So today I am making something that's from our seven fish Christmas Eve dinner. So Christmas Eve, it's Italian American tradition. Apparently it's something that's not done in Italy. I don't know how this whole thing started, but we would have seven fish on Christmas Eve. Our neighbors across the street were my godparents, the Pinos. They were Sicilian and they did 13 fish. So it had to be an odd number, 13, 7. Some people do 11. My sister doesn't count. She just makes random numbers of things. So I always yell at her. But this is one of the staple dishes that we always make. It's calamad and peas. Calamad is calamari, squid. So squid and peas, and it's really simple, like most Italian food. Seafood is hard for me. One of the things that I don't like about the seven fish dinner is that seafood, you kind of have to get the timing right because, you tend to overcook it. But this is one dish that is really easy to make and the timing is very easy. You can make most of it ahead of time and just add the peas when you're ready to serve it. So I'm going to take you over to the counter. I'll show you the ingredients and get started cooking. All right, so here are the ingredients. Um, just a few simple ingredients. So I'm going to start with some olive oil and an onion. So an onion is really the only seasoning that goes in this. I have some white wine, so I'm going to put a little splash of white wine in with it. It's not necessary if you don't have it, if you don't want it. And then I got this squid at Safeway. I like to buy just, already prepared squid rings if you can find it, calamari rings. But this works just fine. It's already cleaned, so I just need to cut it up. I'm using a can of crushed tomatoes. You can use whatever you want. Passata. Crushed tomatoes are thick. You can also use whole tomatoes, which I actually like. And then frozen peas. That's it. So you don't need to see me chop everything. I'm going to chop up the onion, start sauteing that, and then I'll cut up the calamari and get that ready. Open up my tomatoes, and I'm going to put the peas back in the freezer until I'm ready for them. All right, so the onions have been sauteing on a medium heat for a few minutes. They're very soft now. Really nice and fragrant. So this is kind of the flavor base of this dish, and then the squid, of course, gives it a lot of flavor. But patience is a virtue here. You want to make sure you don't burn the onions, don't brown them, but cook them as much as you can. So this golden color is actually from the olive oil, but I can see that they're soft and they really have given this a nice flavor to start off with. All right, so next I have my calamari, which I just cut with scissors into rings. This calamari from Safeway, very clean, so there's really not a whole lot to do with it. The tentacles are separated, so you just cut it up and throw that in. Now, there's a little controversy because my mom, when I got the recipe from her, she said it will release water. So you're going to see that the calamari is going to release a lot of liquid here. And she said to drain it. So I was talking to my sister about this. Do we really need to drain it? Like, why do we drain it? There's so much flavor that you're losing. So not just the flavor of whatever that liquid is, but the flavor of the onions that I've just taken my time sauteing. So last night I was thinking about making this recipe today. So last night I Googled to see what I could find, and I found a recipe. It's actually a Roman dish. I don't know how it came into our family, but my guess is back in the day, before the internet, the grandmas would meet wherever and exchange recipes. So my grandmother or Jean Pino's grandmother, somebody's grandmother got this recipe from somebody, and it was added to the 7 fish that we eat on Christmas Eve. So anyway, it's a Roman dish, and what this person said was you don't have to drain the water. So there you go. So I'm not draining it. All right, so there's a lot of liquid there. I'm going to add a little splash. This is Pinot Grigio, and let that cook off the alcohol. Turn it up. And then I'm going to add my tomatoes and let it simmer for about 45 minutes, and then I'll give it a taste. So squid, cook it for a long time to get it to be nice and tender. I don't know if it's possible to overcook it, so you want to just check it after 45 minutes. These are small. So they're not going to take too long to cook. Ah, it smells great. Like I said, the wine is optional. My mom never put wine in hers, but I have it, and I think it does give it a nice flavor. I don't want a lot of water in this, just because I'm not using that much squid here. So just give my can a quick rinse. And there it is. How easy was that? So the only thing this needs now is thyme, Time, not the spice, and not the herb, and then peas at the end. This would be really good. I mean, this, like I said, this is a Christmas Eve dish. We really only have this on Christmas Eve. We never had it any other time of the year. And you can imagine 7 different seafood dishes. It's a lot of food, so you really don't eat a lot of it. But this would be good with some nice crusty bread or something. You could also put potatoes in it. I've made it with potatoes. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. All right, so I'm going to turn it down and let it simmer for about 45 minutes. All right, so here it is. It's been cooking for about 45 minutes. I just tasted it, and the squid is nice and tender. Looks great. Okay, so now I'm going to add the peas. So how many peas? It's up to you. I guess that's about maybe a half of a bag here. It's a 1 pound bag. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now I kind of want the ratio of peas to squid to be about equal, but it's really a matter of taste. If you like, put more peas maybe, or fewer peas. So I'm just going to let this cook for a few minutes to kind of bring it back up to temperature. And the peas don't really have to cook. They're frozen peas, but we just want to warm them up a little bit. So about 2 minutes for this. Okay, here it is. Squid and peas. So the Italian name is Cepelli con Pizzelli. Cepelli is actually cuttlefish. I didn't know there was a difference between cuttlefish and squid. I don't know what the difference is. That's what I learned last night, because here at Appa's Kitchen, sometimes we will do some research. So you don't really need to put anything in it, but most of the time when we have anything with tomatoes, we love to put this fried chili pepper in oil just to give it a little kick, and it gives it such a nice flavor. But you know, the flavor of this is actually very delicate. So you have a slight seafoody flavor from the squid, and then the sweetness of the peas. They also have a nice little crunch to them. So good. It's so simple. Oh, and that chili is so good. So simple, just a few ingredients. Like I said, you can put a potato, chop up a potato in it. Towards the end, you don't want your potato to overcook too much. Just to give it a little more substance. But if you're making this as part of a 7-fish Christmas Eve dinner, don't add anything else. It's perfect just the way it is. I don't know why we didn't have this any other time of year. There are a lot of things in my family that we just had once a year. Easter, delicious Easter cheese pie. We only had it at Easter. This, just Christmas Eve. Calamad, calamad. This is calamad. Bacala. Bacala is something, well, maybe bacala wasn't that popular. Usually made with salted cod. But that was also on Christmas Eve. Anchovies and celery, which is just one of my favorite things. I often eat it as a snack. But definitely this is something that deserves to be on the table several times per year. So I used to buy calamari rings at Trader Joe's. They don't carry them anymore. They just have a seafood mix. So I have to go to Safeway to buy these little squids. That's it. I don't know what else to say. Try it. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you next time in Appa's Kitchen. Ciao for now. Bye.